Hello everyone, Waldo Richards here with a quick update. So we finished up with the Allies campaign on Red Alert 3. All we've got left is the Rising Sun. But I have to let you know guys, we're not gonna record that anytime soon. I mean, I'm not entirely sure when we'll get to it, but it's not happening very soon. And there's a few reasons behind that. First of all, we still need to do some more practice on the later level, on the later stages, on the later missions. Like starting from Pearl Harbor, we're actually faced with a lot of trouble. We can't beat those missions as easily as before, and not to waste too much time and recording space, we kind of want to get the system down before we get to that. Another reason is I just want to record something else, you know? This one has more to do with the fact that Chrono Trigger is about to be finished on the channel. There's only a few more parts left before that game is over. And once that happens, well, I need to replace it with something else. I have a few things recorded already, but I would like to have a bit more, just in case we take a bit longer to prepare ourselves. There's also some real life stuff going on, but it's nothing too serious, it's just me finding a new place to live in, you know? So that also takes up a bit of time. So I want to be prepared before everything goes down, so that I wouldn't have to leave the channel just sitting there without any new uploads coming up for, I don't know, days or weeks. On the same topic actually, I also wanted to tell you that I want to start shifting my focus away from Sega Genesis games and towards other consoles, like the NES, SNES, or the PlayStation 1. I've been looking around various places to see what would be interesting games to try out, and well, I have made a few lists of games that I'm going to check out, but well, these aren't the definitive lists yet, so I don't know if the games that are on them are actually worth playing, whether they're good or bad. Like if they're just meh, mundane or okay, I'm probably not gonna bother. Unless it's for the short overview things. But for a full-blown let's play, it's probably not gonna happen, because as you can guess, that kind of stuff takes a bit of time. And since I'm the only one who records and edits on the channel, yeah, I can't exactly dedicate all of my time to the channel. Unless I start getting paid out the ass all of a sudden for the ad revenue, but I don't see that happening for some time, so I'm not relying on that to actually keep me going. But on the same topic actually, I have run into some issues. When it comes to NES and SNES games, I'm having trouble finding good games to try out. And it's mostly because I don't really know where to look. I'm looking mostly for stuff that's not super popular, you know? Like, I don't want to play Super Mario Brothers or Legend of Zelda or Final Fantasy, because everyone else has done that. I mean, I can give them a look, maybe play them for the channel fully at some point in time, but that's not the focus of the channel. I want something that's not that popular. Because these kind of not as popular or completely obscure games are just more interesting for me to play, because of how mysterious they are. So I'll keep looking out for those, but if you have any suggestions, go right ahead, send them over to me. You can send them over here in the comments, or you can just join our Discord server which you can find an invitation link for in the description, and just shoot your suggestions there. It might be the easiest way of doing it since I'm pretty much on that server 24/7. Well, maybe except when I'm asleep, but that probably doesn't count for much. With that said, there are certain playthroughs that are coming up, which I thought would be interesting to mention. For one, I actually picked up on a few games that are kind of notorious. Like The Lion King, for example, for Sega Genesis. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people have heard about that one before. It's notorious for its difficulty. I've tried it out. Sure is. And I'm also thinking of playing another game called Monster World 4. I've been playing it recently and I had quite a lot of fun with it. But I'm not gonna start recording it until I'm, well, fully done with it. It's my first time playing it after all, so I want to be prepared. I don't like doing blind runs. There's also a few games I got on my mind as well that aren't on the Sega Genesis. For one, I'd really like to record some of that Turok 2 Remastered, which has come out not too long ago. It's been sitting on my library for some time now, and I've been playing it every now and then. It's a lot of fun, and I would like to record it. It also will give me the opportunity to try out the recording in 60 frames per second, since I found it to be a pretty smooth experience in that game, and it's also kind of beneficial to stick to 60 frames in there. I'm also thinking of branching out to the DS games, but again the same issue. I don't know much about the DS or its library. I only know of one single game, so a few suggestions would really help out. As for the PlayStation 1, well, I haven't checked through my lists in a long time, so I can't exactly name a lot of titles that I have on my mind. The only ones that I can come up with right now are Spyro 3 and Fighting Force 1 that I'm going to record sometime soon. I've also been working on a couple of redos for some of the playthroughs that I've done in the past. Yeah, I know that redos aren't exactly considered to be legit, like it's not real new content on the channel, it's just refurbishing what was already done, but for some of the playthroughs I feel it is necessary. You will be able to see some redos for Sunset Riders, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, and Gargoyles. Of course, whenever I do the redos, I usually tend to do them on a harder difficulty, to make them at least somewhat different than the original playthrough. So you'll be able to see how hard mode on both Moonwalker and Gargoyles looks like, and even in Sunset Riders. Though, if I remember correctly, I already showed that off the last time. Now regarding the short overview type of videos, unfortunately I can't say that I've made any yet, and it's because it's a little more difficult than I thought it would be. Mostly because it's easy to get the footage necessary for the game. Just play the game normally and record it while doing it. That's no problem. The problem is sitting through the footage and developing a script, which, well, I hope it will not be too difficult. My main problem here is that I haven't had the time to do just that, to just watch the footage. But I'm getting onto that, so don't worry about it. I think I'll be able to develop at least some sort of a video to test out the waters and see if these kind of videos work on this channel. I don't know, soon. Hopefully before summer ends. But knowing my work speeds, that could extend to next year, I don't know. Hopefully not, because that would be a little too much time to wait for one single video, which is meant to be short. But speaking of redos, actually, there is another one that I have on my mind, and that is Project Eden. Some of you may recall seeing it on the channel a long time ago. Probably back when the Game Train was not even called the Game Train. You know, the channel itself didn't even have a name. I've decided to remove the old playthrough and completely redo it by myself because I feel that the game deserves it. It deserves to have a good playthrough because it's a really good game. To keep it simple, it's kinda like if Lost Vikings got another character and went 3D. It's pretty fun. Also set in a futuristic setting. That'll be coming out soon, and it'll be replacing Red Alert 3 for the time being. After Project Eden, we will be taking a look at Turok 2 Remastered, and then, well, we'll see how the rest of it goes. Now, just as a quick reminder, I like to mention that we have a Discord server. And Discord is basically a combination of Skype and TeamSpeak. You can make a server and then you can just chat with people who are in the server with you. Or you don't even need that, you can just invite people to your friends and just talk to them privately. We've set up a server so that anyone could join the server, you know, and just talk with us. Or, I don't know, maybe even play some games with us. Anyone can join in, there are no specific restrictions or rules or anything, just don't be an asshole and you can stay. That's about it. And everyone's invited, so just join in. There is something you need to keep in mind though. Because of a few quirks, let's say, when you first join in, you may notice that there's not much to look at. That's okay, there's a way to get around that. Simply take a look at the left side of the screen, of the Discord screen. Whether or not you're using the desktop app is irrelevant. This works on both the web browser and the desktop app. You will see a list of text channels. Click on Hello Guest and you will be able to see, well, the guest channel. Just say hello, poke me or whatever, and within about an hour, maybe less, I'll notice that you're there and we'll have a talk. Now, to finish up this video, I would also like to mention a few other things. Mostly just the games that I'm working on. There are a few PC games that I've recently picked up again, that I would like to try and record for the channel. However, I'm running into various issues with them, so it may take some time before we actually get to them. The first one I have on my mind is Hard Truck 2 King of the Road. That one is a bit annoying to start up, mostly because it uses some old dependencies from older Windows operating systems. So that will take about the longest time, along with Shade Wrath of Angels, to actually start recording, because for those two games I need something different entirely. I need not only a capture card so I can record them on just about any operating system I want, but also I need a separate computer, or at least another hard drive and some better parts on my current one so I can just dual boot into older Windows operating systems. Setting this whole thing up for those games and others that may require that will take some time because, well, I don't exactly have money to spend on this, so I need to save up a bit. Shade Wrath of Angels may not need this, because I may be able to just play it with a virtual PC, but I doubt it. And there's of course Astro Assembler, which works just fine on a Windows 10 machine. I'm quite surprised considering how old it is. It's basically a shmup where you can collect pieces of different spaceships to put them on top of yourself to unlock various power-ups. It's pretty fun. However, I imagine it's going to be a pain in the ass to record it. Last time I tried, most of my recording software did not acknowledge its existence, so I'll have to use something more unorthodox. But, you know, who cares? As long as it actually works, I got some sort of a starting point. So that's good. There's also a few games that I've recently rediscovered while going through my, well, old discs. Like Legend Hand of God, which I recall was a pretty meh RPG. Eye of the Enemy Ril Serat, a strategy game which, well, good luck finding the full version of, because I don't think it even exists. Expand Rally, which is a pretty fun rally game back in the days with a lot of customization options. And some others, like Psychotoxic. Who even remembers that one? I barely do. Luckily enough, I have rediscovered it. So, we'll be checking those out sometime soon. And in terms of something newer, well, I got a few things lined up as well. I'm planning to take a look at DEFCON, Duskers, and Barony sometime in the future. Now, Barony is a dungeon crawler roguelike. It's pretty cool. I really liked it. DEFCON is, well, it's DEFCON. You shoot nukes. It's the global thermonuclear war, and you gotta make sure you lose the least. It's quite an interesting game, and it only lasts for so long. And Duskers is all about controlling drones while scavenging through derelict spaceships while avoiding death. It's quite interesting. I think you'll like it. Anyway, that's about it for now. Thank you for watching pretty much anything that's on this channel. I really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Have a good day. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention something. Earth 2150 Lost Souls. It's happening.